Well, you start the car, you drive it around, do what you got to do, turn it off. You're going to hear it again. There it is right there. So that means that my car still has an active steering wheel lock. Much like the last couple weekends, every time I say I'm going to take the truck to the track, it doesn't happen. Because the weather is just not cooperating. So again, we haven't taken no par over there anywhere because they rained out again. And well, we're going to get it to the track, hopefully before it warms up, so we got some good air. But you guys will just see that when it happens, because we really can't plan it. And it looks like this weekend's going to be the same thing. So that is what it is. But got some kind of cool news. When I get into my toolbox here, I got my first thing of mail from you guys, and figured we'd open that on camera. So in case you guys don't know, you can send me stuff. Now, are you obligated to send me stuff? No. Do I expect you to send me stuff? No. For some reason you feel compelled to send me something, you can. But again, no expectations. But I got something. I got a notification that somebody sent me something, so I went and picked it up. And it's from Jerry, who is a long time supporter of the channel. He's been watching it for years and comments on every video, and he's just a great guy. We've actually corresponded a little bit. He's sent me pictures of his Chevelle before and stuff like that. He's an awesome guy. So thank you, Jerry. Let's open it up and see what we're dealing with here, because I don't know what it is. It says it's an iPhone package, but I seriously doubt it's an iPhone. Let me put y'all down and get the razor blade out. All right, let's see if I can cut through some of this stuff here and get this box apart carefully. There we go. Is that good enough? This goes in your trans when you remove the drive shaft yoke, so you don't make a mess. And I'm gonna have to show you guys a quick video of that, because boy did I make a mess. So thank you, Jerry. This is I'll show you guys right here what this is. Let's see if fixing the 400. This is to go back here. There you go, Jerry. That's super cool. Thank you so much. I probably could have used that when I pulled the engine and trans out of the Dakota and I bloodbathed everything. In fact, the stain is still here. So yeah, yeah, could have saved my concrete there, but thanks, Jerry. Anyway, all right, guys. I don't have a lot going down this week. I did get some parts in, but I'm not gonna have time to get to them before the weekend. So I do have some Corvette videos in the can. So here's one of them, working on an LMC5 module that, well, it's a steering wheel lockout module. If you have a C5, you'll kind of understand what it is. If you don't, maybe you won't, but check it out. Buying a new car is always really exciting. It's always exciting to get it, to hop in it and take off. And as you guys have already seen, hopefully, my road trip home from Minnesota, I had a blast doing that in my 2002 Z06 Corvette that I had bought recently. And well, with the invention of the internet, there's this thing you can do, and it's called research. And you can now find issues that are common with cars through Facebook groups or websites or old forums or even active forums now. And that's pretty cool because it saves you a lot of trouble. And just about any car I've owned that's been over 4 years old or so has had common issues. Well, the Z06 is no different. And well, sometimes you have issues that might happen, sometimes you have issues that will happen, and congratulations to me, I have an issue that already has happened. The first issue I'm going to take care of today, because I have the time to do it, is the steering wheel lockout. And basically what happens on these cars is you get into your car, put your key in, you get ready to go somewhere, and the steering wheel will not unlock. You can start the car, you can even move it some, but the steering wheel will not unlock. So there's an issue with the mechanical lever or the motor or something that causes that issue. And well, it's happened to me twice. So let me get in the car, show you how you can listen for it to see if it's working or not. And then I'll show you how to install what they call the LMC5 module. Let's jump in the car real quick. All right, I'm gonna get you all close to the steering column here. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my ignition on. I'll start the car maybe in a minute. But what I want you to listen for is shortly after I turn the ignition on, you're going to hear a little noise. It's going to sound kind of just like an electronic something like that. As best as I can describe it, but we're going to listen for it. There it goes. Kind of sounds like a duck. And I'll start the car. And what that is that's the steering column lock unlocking. Well, you start the car, you drive it around, do what you got to do, turn it off. You're gonna hear it again. There it is right there. So that means that my car still has an active steering wheel lock. Now, I've read on some forums that there's a recall for this. I don't know how accurate that is, because I don't know if it's still something that a dealership will fix, or if they put this module in, or how they fix it. So I'm just gonna fix it myself with a recommended tool that's been highly recommended over a lot of the forums and stuff like that, and it's called an LMC5 module, and I'm about to go get that. However, if your steering wheel has locked out, I've only found one way that I can get it unlocked. And that's what I would do is I've gotten out of the car and came from here, and I used as much effort as I could to go back and forth like this, until that thing came unlocked with the ignition on. You kind of got to be real aggressive with it. It's not something I'm going to do right now because it's unlocked. If it does happen again, I will show you guys. And I have got to vacuum this car out. But anyway, all right, let me go get the LMC5 module, show you that, and then we'll get started. Here it is, the LMC5 module, steering lock column module. I bought this off of Amazon. You can get it at a lot of different places. I think it was about 50 bucks. If your column is locked and you cannot get it unlocked, they sell a lockout kit too. I didn't need that, so I didn't order it, so we're not going over that. But this is gonna be everything I need to swap out, basically to fool the computer to thinking that it's working even though it's not anymore. So you don't get any kind of errors that don't allow you to drive the car, put it in limp mode and all that stuff, but it does no longer will lock the steering wheel. So we're gonna get to that because I am able to move my steering wheel. I have to do a procedure first, and so we're going to start with that. And that's basically just going to be turning the key on over there and pulling out a fuse, which we're going to do everything down here underneath this floor mat. So let's go ahead and get that stuff moved out of the way. Pour that out. And then, if you haven't seen this yet, this is where your fuse box and a lot of goodies are for your car. So we're going to be working in this area, but first I need to pull this relay box off, which I don't know if that's upside down or not. And I need to look in here and find fuse number 23 and pull it out after I turn my ignition on. So let me figure that out, and then I'll go from there. Alright, this is a cool little trick I learned the other day. I guess not trick, it's just a hidden feature. This is the fuse box underneath the engine compartment, obviously, and this is a fuse puller. So it's nice to have with these little itty bitty fuses that we have to pull out underneath this car. All right, so my car is a 2002, and I don't know if that varies for you, but per the instructions it says we're going to need to pull out fuse number 23. I don't know if y'all can see that, it's really little, but basically there's a relay here and the fuse next to it is fuse number 23. But it says first put the keys in the ignition and turn it on, make sure that the steering wheel unlocks. So we're going to do that. There it goes, it unlocked. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to pull out that fuse. Bingo, pulled it right out. Now we're going to pull the key out and make sure we can still turn the wheel with the key out. Which, look at that, sunny beach, we sure can. That's excellent. Fantastic. So it says to do that first before you even get started on the install, and then disconnect the battery. Well, you guys know how to disconnect the battery, so I'll knock that out and then we'll get busy on the rest of it. Battery disconnected. Now we're gonna get after this. I'm gonna show a couple pictures here real quick, and these pictures are showing you that there is a diagram on the module itself. So when you pull it out, it's actually listed on there, so you know the connectors and everything that you need to be looking at. So I wanted to show you that first before we got too much further in here. But basically we're going to start at step 2, since step 1 was removing the battery cable, and we're going to pull out the BCM. This thing right here is the BCM. Oh, you know what, before we do, we're going to put this fuse back in here, because it says after you're done with step 1, put the fuse back in. So we're going to do that. So since step 1 is done, we put the fuse back in. The next ones, we're going to be pulling out all of these connectors. Well, I'm sorry, I think we can pull out the BCM first, which I don't remember how we're supposed to do that. Is it that easy? I'm just gonna kind of pry my screwdriver underneath here and try to get it. Come on, there we go. Now, this should come back some. Carefully. There we go. And now, we're gonna pull all of these connectors out. You just pull on the blue, carefully wiggle them out. There. BCM removed. Not a big deal. Since we no longer are going to use our column lock, we now need to remove the relay. Now, definitely refer to the instructions, because I think different years have different things. But there's 2 relays above where the BCA mounts. BCM, sorry. BCA is a different term for work. But there's one on the left, one on the right. It's supposed to have either 4 or 5 wires. Well, this one has 5. And it's the right colors for my 2002. So I'm going to pull it out. There's a green safety pin that I just pulled out. And then we're going to try to get the relay out of here some way or another. I think I just pressed down on it, maybe. Yep. The whole relay's coming out. I just need to get this unhooked. Alright, there is a button on the front of this tab that is what is supposed to, the green thing is supposed to prevent from being pushed down. So we're gonna, as you can see it, we're gonna push down on it and try to get this out. I might try to do it with a screwdriver because it is being persnickety. Come on now. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. I might have to put the camera up for a second. Okay, I got it free with 2 hands. So I couldn't get the camera up in there while I did it. And then basically what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of move this trim around and stick it up out of the way. There we go. That's kind of up and out of the way. Now we can get on to the installation. We have all of these here. I don't know what this goes to, but I'll try to find a place for it. Anyway, these are the 3 connectors that go into the body control module, also known as the BCM. And we're going to need to alter a couple wires in the green one and the larger pink one. But before we can do that, we've got to get these little safety tabs off first, which, like, this is one, and you just kind of get your screwdriver in there and pull them out. Now, I know on this green one, we are only going to alter wires that are in this top row here. That's it. We're not altering anything else on this one, but I do believe on this one we might. So let me pull the top one off, look at the instructions. I am not planning on doing what's called the brown wire mod because I don't have that issue, but the process will be the same as long as you follow the instructions. You know, I think what we're doing here can get you to that point. And I'll explain it when we're done. But let me look at the diagram quick and then see if we need to pull that back one off. Well, I don't think I have to remove the bottom one on this, the larger pink connector. So I think we're good. I'm going to leave that up. If you did the brown wire, you're going to have to, but we'll get to that in a minute and I'll explain all that. When I'm talking about these connectors, these 2 tangs here, that's what I'm going to call the top. So if you see these 2 things at the top, they're a little bit longer. I'm calling this the top of the connector. So what it says is we need to remove the orange wire, which is right here, going into the very top left connector. Now you see there's a hole here, this small hole, and there's a hole up top. Well, your tool comes with this little bitty device here, which is nothing but an Allen wrench. And what we're going to do is we have to put it into this top hole to press down on the connector and then slide the orange wire out. That easy. But there we go. So the orange wire is out. So we're going to put that to the side for a second, if I can figure it out. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and start with our module. And again, remember there's a diagram on here, and I showed you pictures of that earlier, if you need to see better colors. But luckily, this is all a color-coded deal there. Now, what I didn't do, and what I should have done, was figure out the orientation of this lock. Oh boy. Well, I'm going to try to put it in with the tang facing outward. We're going to see if that locks in or not. It doesn't seem to go in. So let's try it the other way, tang facing inward. Also, there it goes. And actually just heard it lock in place. So the tang, the mounting tang, when I'm talking about tang, I'm talking about this little piece right here that's bent in, was facing inward. So make sure you pay attention to that. But we are good. We're locked in place. So that's 1 out of 3 wires done. The next wire that we're going to do is the purple wire, and it's actually the 3rd wire from the top. And I'm going to pull it out here so you can see where it's going into. So we have orange wire with yellow next to it, or maybe it's not. And then the purple wire, and the purple wire is 1, 2, 3. Remember top tangs? So we're going to do the same thing here. I'll put this Allen wrench in here, kind of get it located. And I'm going to pull that purple wire out, and there you go. It's that simple. And again, the tang is kind of facing the towards the right side. And now we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to get our new purple wire from our LMC5 module, and we're going to put it in place. And you can hear them click in. So this connector is done. Orange wire, purple wire. That's it. So we're going to put our blue safety tang, whatever you want to call it, back in. Kind of holds all the wires in place. Make sure they can't back out. Make sure it's seated down. Sweet. Now we got one more to do, which is going to be on this guy here, which is the larger of the two pinks. Okay. All right. This one may be the most confusing. We're going after, if you're looking at the top, we got our tangs here. Boop boop. If you're looking at the top from the right, you have 1 and you have 2. We're going into number 2. However, what's confusing is there's an empty spot right here for number 1. So what I mean by that is there's 2 green wires, and the one on the outside is the one we're going to remove because there's no other wire in the very first slot there. So we're going to put it again in that second slot there from the right. We're going to pull our guy out here. Maybe. Oh, my tool fell out. And second one. There it goes. All right, cool. So that one's out. And now we're going to put our green one in. At least the colors match. That makes it nice and easy there. Oop, heard that one click in. See it well. Very good. Get a little tug. Make sure it's not coming out. All right, I'm going to put my safety comb back here. I'm going to call it safety comb. I like it. Sweet. All right, so now we just kind of got to button up stuff. Some of that stuff is putting these caps, which are nothing but vacuum caps, on these wires so they are protected. You can already see one on the brown wire here, and then I'll explain the brown wire to you in just a second. Now BCM back in time. So I want to put this dude kind of out of the way because he's capped, and large one goes at the top. Bingo. Click it in. Medium one goes here, and then our green one goes at the bottom. Then, well, you know, it says to tie wrap this dude, which I would like to do, but I think I'd like to do it a little bit better. So I might just go ahead and do that here right now. And I'm not doing it backwards. There we go. Alright, before we're done, a couple things. We're gonna move these wires kind of over here behind the carpet somewhere, maybe, or down on the floor. Out of the way is what I'm getting at. I would like to have them out of the way. Now we have to do this, which is basically a ground for the module, and I think I'd like to go behind some of this stuff here to get this done. Here we go. And it's a little screw and nut. Screw goes through there. Lock washer, or washer, our wire, and then our lock nut. Excellent. All right, so now I just got to get this all tightened up real quick. The back of this is it says it's a 1/4 inch, and that seems to be all right. And this is a 5/16 on top. Well, let's watch our wire here and get this tightened now. There we go. Don't He-Man it, just get it nice and snug. Watch your wires. Put your module back in. There we go. On the second page of the instructions here, we turn it over. On the very, very bottom down here, it talks about the optional MC5 modification procedure. And basically what that's for is there may be a different error message that you may get in your car. And it says something to the extent of pull key out, wait 10 seconds. And I think it puts the car in limp mode as well. And it has to do with some kind of timing procedure of the lock module. I'm not exactly sure. But the instructions say that most cars won't need it. So I'm going to gamble and not do it. However, if you do need to do it, it's the same procedure. You have to look up which row it's in on the pigtail itself, on the connector, like we did the other ones. You remove the correct brown wire, you install the new one, and then there is a small little loop brown wire that's on the module itself. You have to clip that, and that's supposed to fix that issue if you come across it. I'm not doing it right now, but I will bring some tools in this car in case I ever have to do it, so I can do it at the side of the road or whatever else we need to do. I really hope I don't have to do that. But I'm gonna gamble and go that way. But before I put all this stuff back together, let's see if it's installed right. So I'm gonna go hook up my battery, and then we're gonna go through that process. Oh, gotta love 100-degree Texas summer. All right, we're gonna test it. It says put the key in, turn it on, but don't start it. I didn't hear anything, which is good, means it's bypassed. A little fuel light, I can deal with that. But what we're looking for is no service column lock light, and we're not seeing that, so that's very, very good. Let's start the car and see what happens. Still no lights on. That's desired. Very, very desired. And well, we're just gonna do it a couple more times, about 3 more times. So I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna pull this out. All right, put it back on. Put it back on. Close the door is what that means by that. Let's see it again. All right. No issues. Still. Definitely need to get some gas, so I'm going to do my test drive in a minute. We'll go get gas. All right, one more time. Let's see what happens. I do hear the module working though, which is kind of funny. So it must be moving some kind of pin or something in that little module. But we're still good. So I'm gonna go on a little test drive, put some gas in it, and I'll let you guys know where we're at on that. I know my car. I know my car. I know it. I swear. Yeah. Okay. Test drive was fun. No issues. Basically, it won't let you go over 3 miles an hour if it's not going to work correctly. I went to the gas station, got there, got back, no issues, so all is good. So if this is something you're looking to do for someone who's like me, who has a lot of experience with cars, if I wasn't filming this thing, it would have taken me 30 minutes to get done all the way through. So if you're kind of a novice, maybe an hour, hour and a half on the weekend, just being careful, making sure you take care of you know, the wires and everything else. And also, I highly recommend to read the instruction manual front to back on this one, just so you have a kind of an idea of what you're doing. Plus, if you use my video as a helpful tip there. But yeah, it went great, no issues. And I feel a lot better about driving this car now and not being stranded in it. Or that would suck to be in a parking lot and not be able to fix it and have to tow it home or whatever else I would have to do, wait on parts. And I love this car and I don't want to leave it in the parking lot. So anyway, so that's the LMC5 steering wheel module. I think it kind of works by tricking the computer because you can hear it click. So it's almost like it's telling the BCM, hey, steering wheel module's working, so all those signal wires are going to that module rather than the actual steering wheel lock. Plus we removed the relay. So hey, as long as that works, I'm fine. It says, you know, pretty much a lifelong fix. So I'm gonna hope so. I'm gonna bring some tools around for a while just in case I do have to do the brown wire mod. I don't think I'm gonna have to though, because I haven't had that pull key wait 10-second error. Anyway, so that's it for that one. It's one of the top 3 things I think you should do if you buy a Corvette, C5 Corvette that is, yeah, we'll go from there. We got all kinds of projects, not just Corvettes. We've got LS Swap Dakotas, Novas, Bel Airs, Sonomas, Typhoons, all kinds of fun stuff. So we'd love to have you come and hang out with us. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hanging out with us. And then you can check us out on our Instagram as well, which is at the RacerX Garage for both Instagram and Facebook. And we actually also have a C6 Grand Sport part of the channel family as well. So you'll see some Corvette stuff on here from time to time, but it's definitely not just specifically a Corvette channel. But we'd love to have you. Like I said before, please consider subscribing, and I'm gonna shut it down and go cool off. Until next time, you know the deal. Y'all be good.